The word church for me was a building. Abby? And for many people today, the word church is a building. That's why people will spend a lot of money to build a physical building and call it church.
Alright everyone, welcome to Behind the Altar. Today we shall be going into the exposition of Dr. Abel Damina. This time around he's telling us that the church building is a waste of money. Now, as we all know, most churches always think about physical building, but in this exposition, Abel Damina is telling us that stop there. Church building is a waste of money. There's no need to build a church. Please, I want you to watch this entire revelation, then I'll come back with my take.
The word church for me was a building. Abby? And for many people today, the word church is a building. That's why people will spend a lot of money to build a physical building and call it church. Meanwhile, God has never lived there. God has never lived there. You know, with the knowledge I have now, if I were to build a church again, I won't build. I won't build a church. With the knowledge I have now, if we are to rewind the clock of time, I won't build this. I'll build a shopping mall, rent out all the shops, make money, put a conference room inside, make money. Then church will use it once a week. If I was to reverse the clock of time, because this building is a waste. We only gather here on Sunday. Monday to Saturday is empty. Nobody is using the space. We could have been making money here all the week long. And on Sunday we use it for 5 hours and rent it out the rest of the day, still making money. And then we use the money for television broadcast. We use the money for radio broadcast to push the message to the people that Jesus wants to live inside. Because he's not living here. Jesus is not living inside this building. Jesus only came into this building when we came. When we leave now, Jesus is out of this place. I feel like I'm teaching here. Why are you looking at me like that? Somebody said, don't break that table. Not only break, I will burn it to ashes. He doesn't live in buildings. He doesn't live in buildings. For the first 1,000 years of the church, go and study church history. There was no building called church. For the first 1,000 years of church. So buildings called church are our innovations. Because from the book of Acts right to 1,000 years of the church of Jesus on earth, nobody owned a building called church. They went to the synagogues. They went to the temple, which were public spaces like town hall. Like town hall. They met there on Saturdays, and after that they left. And the synagogue was used for other things. Have you not read where Jesus came and they were buying and selling inside? So that means the synagogues were used for buying and selling when it was not Sabbath. So why did Jesus drive them? Because he was teaching a lesson. He drove them to say, look, a place called the church is not a place for merchandise. Buy bangle, buy olive oil, buy holy water, buy holy salt, buy holy rice. Dr. Gabriel, is it not me and you that went to Uganda? They told us that their church is selling holy tomatoes, holy rice. If you buy any rice in that town that is not from that church, it's not holy. So everybody is buying holy rice in bags, holy tomatoes in bags. Business center in Uganda. My house shall be called a house of prayer for all nations, but you have turned it into a den of thieves, a place of merchandise. I'm teaching good. So we used to think that the church is a building. So somewhere in your mind, you may not really know what the ecclesia is. And you know, most of us, what we have are the things we used to know. And it's difficult not to know them again because they've been long established in our minds. Just like the yellow book of Jehovah wickedness. Many of you till tomorrow, you see the pictures of Adam and Eve with a red apple. And a snake that is standing to talk. You see, how Moses broke the 10 commandments. All in that book. Teaching good. And so for some of us, that formed our theology. So when Abel Damina says, there was no tree and no eating in the garden. Yeah. Jehovah Witness picture comes back to your mind. You say, Damina, heresy.